everyone's been hearing some sounds of nature in our studio. Well, protecting our environment is important for a lot of reasons. And one of those is that our wildlife relies on us to help keep them safe.
And to bring awareness about lead poisoning in birds, we're joined by Chester Leonard and Megan Johnston with the Southwest Virginia Wildlife Center. And of course, you can hear the feathered friend Albie, who's making their debut today.
Yeah, so cute. All right. Well, we were talking about the dangers of lead poisoning in birds, and I have to confess, I didn't realize it was that big of an issue. But how does it actually happen?
Yeah, so I don't know if people saw recently or not, we've actually had emitted 3 bald eagles in the last 2 weeks, which is kind of a record for us. And what happens is, especially this time of year, hunting is going on, right? And what happens is eagles are, they're a scavenger bird, just like vultures. Yeah. And so what happens is they go and find the deer carcass that the hunters left in the woods. They scavenge off of that, and unbeknownst to the eagle, they're actually getting small little pieces of lead. I've got this ballistics gel here to show what happens when a bullet enters a carcass. And as you can see, the lead actually dissipates almost everywhere throughout. And people don't realize that it takes just the tip of Lincoln's nose on a penny, that amount of lead can kill an eagle. And so also people don't realize that this lead is actually going into the food that they're also eating. And so one way to get through to people is to show, hey, this is actually toxic to you, toxic to our eagles, toxic to other raptors like Albie here. And it's an important issue that we're trying to address because there are safer alternatives to lead, such as steel, bismuth, copper alloys, and tungsten.
Absolutely. So I guess, and that's an interesting demonstration right there, kind of just showing the effects of it. But what are some of the ways that they can get lead poisoning too?
Yeah, so it's an ingestion issue. So lead's like how mercury is in the body. Once you get lead in your body, it doesn't leave naturally. It continually builds up and builds up until we have what's called lead toxicosis, which is a dangerous level of lead in the bloodstream that causes lethargy, although they're uncoordinated, they can't fly properly, it affects their ability to hunt and to thrive. And so you'll see neurological issues associated with the lead.
Yeah, so there are some signs to watch out for. Why is this happening more often in raptors?
Again, they're scavengers. They're the ones out there eating those deer carcasses with the lead ammo in there. We also find lead in fishing weights as well. So when an eagle, for example, might eat a fish that's swallowed a lead weight, that lead then goes into the eagle. But we see a rise in this during the fall months when things cool off. Also, it coincides with hunting season.
Hunting and fishing.
Yeah. So I guess for those hunters too, what are some alternatives they can use, still pursuing their hobby?
Right. So there are other alternatives to lead ammo and actually lead tackle for that matter. For lead ammo, we can use stainless steel, tungsten, bismuth, and copper. And everyone thinks copper, it's expensive, but it's actually a copper alloy. It's a copper zinc alloy. Okay. And also for fishing weights, they have things that are ceramic as well, and stainless steel that they can use as safer alternatives. And it's important for folks to know that we are not against hunting at all. No. In fact, deer populations need to be controlled, otherwise disease does spread. So we are actually in support of hunting, at least, but we want people to do it responsibly and to do their diligence to make sure that they're actually not poisoning themselves or our wildlife.
Yeah, it is something to think about where people maybe, are in a habit of using a certain kind of ammunition, things like that. Are these alternatives, the same cost-wise typically?
They can be a little pricier, but we think, with the health benefits of not putting yourself or your family at that risk, especially for families that eat a lot of hunted food that they go out and hunt themselves, it's really, really dangerous for them, especially children, to be ingesting that. So it definitely balances out benefit-wise, we think.
You can't put any price tag on your health.
Exactly,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly, because like you mentioned, it's not only affecting the birds, but it can affect the person consuming it as well.
100%, yeah.
So what should you do if you do suspect that a bird has been poisoned?
Bring it into a wildlife rehabilitator always, because we can run tests for that, and then we have certain treatments to slowly work the lead out of the body. Unfortunately, a lot of the raptors we come in have some levels of lead. So if there is a bird of prey that is acting strangely and not immediately flying away and being healthy, then you want to give us a call and we can walk you through getting it contained and getting it into us so we can make sure that they're okay. Because oftentimes if you're able to catch it, something is wrong with it. So
That's a
it
good
needs
point where they can't
some
fly
form
as
of
well.
treatment. Yes.
Yeah, we have to protect all of our feathered friends
you
like Albie here.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should never be able to catch a healthy eagle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good point.
one.
If there's still enough for you to call us and talk to us about it, they're gonna need some form of treatment.
Yes, you just
Yeah.
have to keep your eyes open and call you
Yeah.
guys.
Pay attention. That's the best way.
Yes. All right. Well, Chester, Megan, thank you so much for coming
Of
in today. We're bringing
course.
Albie.
Yeah, he's
we learned
happy
a
to come.
lot. Yeah, and of course, folks can reach out to you anytime
Of
at the Wildlife
course.
Center.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.